Hi, my name is Mary, food blogger behind goodygodmother.com, and I am here today to show you how to make a watercolor inspired patriotic 4th of July style cake. I'm also trying something new with my videos as I get to I learn about using my camera better, where I am no longer a headless torso and you can actually see my face. So hi! So as you can see, we're going to go ahead and we're going to get started with decorating this cake. I have already torted and filled my layers and added my crumb coating. So this is I used my funfetti cake recipe with some red, white, and blue sprinkles, so it's really festive even when you cut into it. And now I'm going to go ahead and show you how to decorate. The watercolor technique is probably one of my favorites. It's really subtle, it's really fun. You can create a lot of different just a lot of different looks. I've used it for rainbow cakes, I've used it for pastel colors. It's really nice, and it's very, very, very easy, which is good if you are a beginning decorator. And it results in a really nice smooth cake, which looks very professional. So as I said, I already crumb coated this. The crumb coating is where you just apply a thin layer of frosting and you catch any little crumbs along the sides. So right now, and you chill it. So right now this cake is chill. So as you can see, there's no frosting on my hand, which is good because that means as we apply our new frosting, which is at room temperature, then you're not going to have any crumbs from the cake or from this layer transfer onto your final frosting. So it looks very pretty. So I am going to go ahead. I have 3 colors, red, white, and blue. This is a crusting American buttercream, and the recipe is in the post. I'm just going to go ahead and kind of add a little more frosting. I'm going to be scraping off a lot of this frosting when I do my rounds, but you want to get a nice thick layer to start so that you don't end up with any gaps and everything is nice and even. And I apologize for my really, really noisy cake table. I've been noticing it more and more as I film these videos, and it's gotta go. I think it must have gotten a bit damaged in our cross-country move. Oops. So as you can see, I'm just spreading on a nice thick layer, but I'm not really too worried about perfection because I still have another color to add, and I have to go back through and smooth everything out. So for this design, I'm going to take the red and I am going to pipe stripes around my cake to give the illusion of the flag. So the top is going to have blue and then the sides are going to have red. There will be a little bit of an overlap right around the edges, but just because of the style, but that's fine. So I'm just going to start a little bit above the edge of my cake and holding my elbow close to my body. And again, this does not have to be perfect. Part of the charm in this particular design is a little bit of imperfection, at least in my opinion. All right, there you go. I'm going to do this again. And you don't necessarily want these lines to be like too thick. You can do more lines than this, but I would actually use, I would cut a little further down so you get a narrower flow of frosting. Since my lines are kind of on the thick side, I'm gonna just stick to 2. So now I take my bench scraper, one of my favorite cake decorating tools, and I'm going to, again, elbow close to body. Go this way. Hold this at a 90-degree angle to my cake board. And turn. Through, scrape. And you know what? My lines were actually a little too white. So I'm just going to go back and kind of press them into the cake. Again, it's a perfect imperfection that we're going for, so this is fine. Just throwing things everywhere. All right. There we go. Now back with my bench scraper. And around. All right. Wipe. And around. Wipe. So now I'm looking at my cake. And I have a few places where there are gaps or there's some cake showing. And so I want to fill that in. And since most of my red spread out really far, I'm going to go ahead and fill that in with white so that I have a pretty good balance of colors along the side. I'm going to take this opportunity to go ahead because as you see there's a tiny little lip being formed in some places. So I'm going to go ahead and start with my blue up here, and my blue is not going to solidly cover the top of this cake, but it's actually going to be a pretty solid coverage because I'm going to add some little stars to decorate. So now we're going to go through again, clean my bench scraper, and around the cake we go. Right, and when you're ready, just slow down your turn and just wipe your scraper right off. You can see you don't see any lines or anything, so that's good. Actually, I see two little lines right here, so we're gonna fix that. Perfect. Okay, so now that I have the sides done, you can see it's got kind of like a mottled red and white thing going. I'm going to start working on the top. And I'm just going to start sort of pulling it in and around. I am on purpose kind of creating this lip here. If you have a lot of colors that you're using along the side, you'll often get the frosting on the side building up the cake, and you will get that lip from the side frosting. But if you don't, you want to create a nice edge, so you're going to need to push the top frosting out a little. And you don't want to go around too many times, which is why you pipe your frosting in generally the pattern that you want. Because if we had kept going around and around the sides, we'd actually have ended up with a pink cake and not like a red-white mottled cake. So, things to keep in mind. And you could do like a piped pattern on the top, like maybe use a star tip and create a bunch of little points to sort of create like a field of stars. That's up to you. Feel free to get creative. I think it's fun to play with cakes. It's something that's really relaxing for me. Yeah. So I'm looking at this now, and I know I had said at the beginning of the video that we were going to do a marbled look up top, but I really like the way the solid looks. with the swirled side, so we're gonna leave it solid. All right. Now, I'm gonna take this, again, wipe it down. Hey. Now you can see going around the cake, we have a pretty cool looking little swirl right here at the edge. And one little bit right here that is just making me crazy. Ha! There we go. Got it. So, yay! Look at that. That looks really cute. We're almost done. Can you believe it? I told you, this is super, super easy, which is nice. So now I'm just gonna kind of level out my top a bit. And I will need to do one more round once I get the top level-ish. Okay. And one more go just to catch any lip. Let me have one. Seriously, loudest cake table ever. Thank you for bearing with me through this. Voila! And I actually think I want a little bit of texture up top, so I'm gonna take a small spoon. I'm gonna make little S's. Around the cake, smooth sides, textured top, super cute. Be sure to visit my blog for the recipe for the funfetti cake and this buttercream frosting. The buttercream frosting is all butter and the funfetti cake has no shortening because I don't like shortening. Here we have a super cute textured top. Back of a teaspoon. Well, an espresso spoon. And now, here are some fondant stars. I have a couple that I've cut out with just this little cookie cutter and some white rolled fondant. And we're just going to place them on the cake. I don't really have a plan as to where they're going to go. Just kind of around the top. Actually, I don't like that one there. There. This one here. That one. There. Perfect. And I think this looks like enough. Cute, huh? And so I'm going to add one more little detail. This is totally optional, but I happen to have this on hand and I love sparkle. So this is just some silver pearl dust. And this brush is dedicated for food use only. It's in my cake decorating toolkit. So I'm just lightly dabbing on some pearl dust so the stars have a little shine. This year I've just been, when I was thinking about patriotic themes, I've just been really inspired by like the sort of burlap country Americana type look, and so I was really excited to have this opportunity to create two different cakes and show you how to decorate something fun. So I hope you like this. Here it is, my swirled Americana watercolor cake. And please, like I said, visit my blog for the recipe for this cake and more. And please subscribe to my channel if you like what you see. I also have, if you're looking for something a little different, I also have the tutorial for this Americana ruffled cake on my YouTube video and on my website. So thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Have a great day. Bye.